We are live again. It's 8:28. No, what am I saying? Not 8:28. 8:21 in the morning in Australia. Now, I went to bed a little late over here. And when I did, I saw that of course Keem dropped another Booman episode with some snippets that I didn't even really get to process. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until morning when I wake up to react to them, and here we are. Now we're reacting to them. Of course, everybody wants to drop all these things when I'm away, when I'm outside of the country and in a completely different time zone. Y'all couldn't have done this before in the beginning of February. Yeah, all right. But you know what? Because I love you guys, I'm gonna react. I woke up early for this specific reason because a new Keem has some shit coming out. And I said the Boo Man episodes will probably be the drops for the album. He doesn't really need to drop a single. You know what I mean? Like he can, and maybe he might in the next couple of days or so. Maybe a single might come out very soon. But um, I think the episodes themselves, like just dropping these little documentaries, I think that's all you really need. Also, we're gonna get into briefly at the end of the episode, or maybe I could talk about it now. Um, no, we'll talk about it after at the end. J. Cole announced the Fall Off World Tour, which is coming to Toronto. So, you know, that means I will be going to that. I will definitely be checking that out, you know, for all the things that I don't even say that much about Cole. You know, I've rarely done a couple videos about him on the channel, but like this channel mainly is about, you know, Kendrick, hip hop, the hip hop that I like, you know, attacking the people who spread propaganda because I have no problem coming for them. You know what I mean? But yeah, like that, you know, I'm still gonna go check it out. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I said, because I've seen Cole live only once though, only once. But the thing is with Cole is I think he's really good performing live. And the one thing I've said is that Kendrick and Cole are really good both performing live, but in their own way. Whereas Cole, I find he'll make the song sound exactly like how the song sounds like on the record. Like when he's performing, he'll do that verbatim, just it sounds exactly like that. Like he'll rap the verses the exact same, breath control is really good, vocal projection is there, and I really like that. I've only seen him once in concert though, but now that he's coming, I will definitely see him again. Kendrick, he's enhanced his performance skills where it's like so theatrical. There's all these other elements going on in it. It's where you actually get to see that he's able to do a rap song and make it more than rap when he's performing, which is crazy because it's like when you would think maybe even 10, 12 years ago, seeing a rapper perform live, it's usually just kind of the rapper, you know what I mean? And if anything, maybe some effects or pyrotechnics, that's it. And they're just rapping or the backtrack is doing the work. Kendrick, he's like, all right, I got dancers, I got crazy pyrotechnics, stage design, a storyline. That's what makes it even more crazy. There's a storyline with the concert. It's not just him performing. So I think those uh, elements are like what really enhance it even more. You know what I mean? So I think in their own way, they're both really good at performing live. And I haven't seen Cole on tour since KOD 2018. Yeah, I think it was 2018. Damn, it just got brisk real quick. Holy crap. Yeah, 2018. I think that's the last time I seen him, and I don't know if he's toured. Like, let me see. I don't know if he did a tour for the off season. And yeah, I guess you can say the tour that he did with Drake. Yeah, that would be the last time he's technically toured. But a solo tour, I haven't. I couldn't even tell you. I think it was KOD was the last time he toured. That's the last time I saw him. So if he's gonna perform songs off of, obviously I want to see his oldies, but if he's gonna perform songs off of like KOD, the off season, and then the fall off, that's gonna be a pretty cool concert because I never got to see the off season records perform live, and I really liked that album. I actually liked it more than the fall off, and I've said that before. And you know, I still gave the fall off a 7 out of 10 because there's about half of that album, maybe a little bit even more, where I actually really like those songs. Um, but you know, I'm assuming he's gonna perform most of those live, but I hope he does go back to the off season because we never got that performance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna try to see Keem as well. Obviously, this is what we're reacting to today. I'm gonna try to see Keem. Um, I don't know where because he's not coming to Canada or not coming to Toronto, I should say. It'll be in like Montreal and Vancouver. I'm not trying to go all the way to Vancouver though. Maybe Montreal, you know, at least that way I don't have to like convert money and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to see him in the States if I can. Brooklyn or Queens. I think those are the 2 dates he's doing in New York. So I'll probably either be at the Brooklyn show, the New York, or the Queens show, or his Montreal show for Baby Keem. That's what it's looking like. And if I go to Montreal, it's more preferable because at least I don't have to convert no money, and I'm still in my country. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, we're gonna talk about Booman. He dropped episode 2. Of course, he drops it while I'm in Australia and I'm in a whole different time zone. But it's fine. We're gonna react. And I'm curious to see what happens here. I'm sure there's gonna be some more snippets and stuff like that. I did see the snippet on Twitter earlier. I heard a little bit of it, but I was like half asleep. I didn't even process it, so we're gonna react to it now. Let's get it.
Usually couldn't go in, and today is my 21st birthday, and hopefully I'm about to go out to the bar. And it's Booman.
Booman, there's Keem.
How old are you? You too? Speak up. You too?
He's
And
2
when is
years
your
old.
birthday?
He's Baby Keem. 2 for Baby Keem.
Yes.
Hit that like
This
button.
little boy
Hit that like button. It's 8:27 in the morning in Australia. Let's get it.
is very, very smart, and I love him. Give me a kiss. We about to take pictures too because the camcorder saves it all, and also picture saves it all. When we leave.
Hold on, what year is Keem born? Is he 2000? I'm a couple years older than him.
Need some of the lights because I got a light bill.
All right, come on, let's go.
Who's crying? Keem? What are you crying about?
Where my keys at, babe? All right, bye, Booman.
Booman.
She got the picture.
Oh Lord have mercy. Damn, bro, relax. Damn. Snippets. Oh man. Oh, let me get this on light too. Keem back outside, ladies and gentlemen. This one mentions Anne, right? Okay, this is Vegas. Because I know they moved to Vegas, right? At least I think it's Vegas.
The family moves to Vegas once my grandmother passed away.
There we go.
Jenna's just like, you know what? I hear Vegas is cheap to live. Let's go ahead and move to Las Vegas. Vegas was 10 times better than California, I could tell you that, as far as financial, not being afraid of like.
It's just crazy because you think Vegas would be more expensive. Or maybe it is now. I don't know much, you know? I've never been to Vegas. I've been to California, though, first time while flying here. And I will be back. But that's crazy.
The neighbors, not being afraid of letting Hakeem be outside to play.
What's good? Thank
He had to be like, he was little. He had to be
Hakeem,
like 4, 5.
Yeah, he was like 4 or 5, when we stayed. Because we moved over here when he was like 2.
Yeah.
His mother, Janet, stayed over in the next apartment complex. But he was always with us. So it was my mother, her boyfriend at the time, my brother, and myself, and then Babe.
Okay.
He stayed right here.
I stayed right here.
Very Keem's auntie. Okay.
He had a little girlfriend over here.
What?
That little girl used to stay around. She used to knock on the door. What are you doing? I'm coming for Keem.
It's always funny when you have those little childhood relationships. It's so funny looking back at it because we've all been there. You know, that's funny. Hold on, let me read your comment real quick. Yeah, it's getting expensive. LOL, I lived there. Holy, I could imagine, man. I could imagine. Maybe back at this point it wasn't as crazy, but I can imagine now, bro. These are places I would love to see, but it's like, man, even coming here was expensive, bro.
Girl used to stay around. She used to knock on the door. What are you doing? I'm coming for Keem.
I'm like, oh, I got an auntie right here and an auntie over there. So I used to be like 4 years old going all the way around the big wheel.
That's cool.
Like take the big wheel and then go eat their food. So I was just that kid that just like always just like
Now heading from one
running around ever since. And then
Yeah, that's lit.
there's these girls. She's like my girlfriend. I had a couple girlfriends like like 4 years old.
That's
It was
funny.
this family. It was just a bunch of girls. And I used to just go over there all the time. And I guess the dad was never home. And then all of a sudden I go over there. I'm like, bro, there's boards on the window.
Oh,
What the fuck happened? Like the dude did some foul shit, got home, like killed 3 of the siblings.
what?
Shit like that would happen. It was like weird shit in Vegas. Like
What the? Huh? Yo, that's crazy. The man, yo, what? The man
weird
said he
shit in
boarded
Vegas.
up and he killed the siblings. That's some crazy shit to see.
My name is. I grew up in Las Vegas. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Hakeem, that's my brother.
Okay,
When I came here from Hurricane Katrina. 2005. So I was a kid. But I was, of course, I looked at Vegas the same way everyone else looked at Vegas. I thought it was, it was nice and sweet, but it's like it's not glamorous out here.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen like weird, grimy shit.
I could imagine.
Like, I see prostitution and pimping.
This must have been so like crazy to just be introduced to that as a child, and it's like it shapes you. But it's like unfortunate that you got to be a kid and go through all of this. How do you even process that? Because when you're a kid, you don't even fully process things, or we just process them in a different way. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that he was able to overcome these things and it didn't become a burden on his life. You know what I mean? Because I could imagine how tasking that is or how traumatizing that is.
Everything. Homeless people, prostitutes, the gang banging is at an all-time high. The murders, the robbings, the killings. It's the city of sin for sure.
Yeah, Sin City.
Streets filled with diseases, diseases, and teachers.
Nope. Is this filmed from are these clips from back then too? They really filmed so much. This is crazy. I love when rappers and artists have all this in their in the tuck. Damn. I like this documentary style. It's like the dual, real time split. Ooh. Is this the casino track? Hold on a second. Run this back. Whoa.
Like, keep it like chaotic.
Oh, chill. I'm making too much noise in the lobby. They're looking at me. But she cutting it up though. The way that she moving is just unforgiving. Let's get it. Oh, nah. You gotta chill. Yo, I'm so glad this comes out when I get home. Oh my gosh, it's gonna wake me up because it's like a day. It comes out the day after I land back in Canada. Oh my gosh, this do me crazy. Let's get it. Yeah, this is going stupid, bro. Hey. Oh man, I like that retro.
All night, every day, bitch. Look on the ground. Bitch, I ain't never drunk. Man, this bitch, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not never fucked up.
Life in Vegas. Azaria birthday. Cameras on me now.
I mean, we
been like this. But round. I'm fucking drunk and shit.
So I'm not sure if it was her, if it was this Anne, but I heard that she wanted to be a filmmaker, which is like amazing now, seeing that he was able to bring it full circle and make a documentary out of the footage that they had back in the day. And I believe she's the one that passed away. So it is sad, but it's like in a way he's kind of fulfilling in her dream or having it come full circle. I rock with that. This is crazy that they had all this footage this whole time.
But round. I'm fucking drunk and shit. Yeah, hold on.
Girl, she asked me to go to the store, but she just don't know I don't have no license. Nah, fuck her shit up. She real drunk, y'all. Nasty, I'm fucked up. I'm not fucked up. Ooh la la, papi. Ooh la la, hey, y'all going to the store? Hey, come here. Tell them come here. Come here.
They're teeing up on the street. I like that how they had this whole dual thing set up and it goes from past to present. Who's that? I don't look like someone that really. Oh, Lord.
See what I mean? That's how I keep my man put it down.
Oh, she's doing okay.
Have a nigga coming out their pocket.
What you gotta do, man? Crazy.
Fuck him and his woman.
I run away. Let me get it again. I like that lyric better.
That's crazy. Yo, these transitions are crazy. I like this.
On Mother's Day, yeah. I ran away. I feared away.
Hold on a second. Let me just relocate real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to move this. It's a little noisy over here, but it's calm. It is a public lobby, so I have to be mindful. Let's move over to a little quieter area. But hit that like button though. Don't copyright me for this music either, please. That's playing in the lobby. All right, let's continue. Oops. Hold on.
When we started feeling like we have to take care of Keem was when he was about like 2 years old. It's not that Janice did not want to have a kid. It was more so that during the time when she was pregnant, she was having complication with her Hakeem's dad. So then she would like go in and out of like crying, and then it was her first kid. You know, so it's not that she didn't want to have him. It was just complicated.
Like a messed up situation.
Look the first half. No.
I run away on Mother's Day. So cold and I don't feel nothing.
My love is straight. I feel this way. I feel away. Someone away. Some Mother's Day. No love away. So far away. So far away.
Ooh.
So cold when you push my love.
I like Keem on the melodies.
So cold. So cold. When you took my love away.
By the way, real quick, can one of you just let me know, is this music that's playing in the hotel too loud? Because if anything, I'll go back to where the kids are screaming. Because at least you don't hear it as much there. But if it is too loud, let me know. Because then I don't want it to overwrite what's being played. But if it's fine, then I'll continue.
What's up, Jimmy?
Yes.
Shannon. You got a lot to offer, girl. You want to go for a walk with me and the baby? Look at me.
What's going on here?
Jen, what's wrong?
What's going on? Vegas? We're back in Vegas.
When I come to Vegas, I'm the older cousin. So Vegas, I'm in LA. Vegas, like, you don't take that stretch unless you finna party or do some shit. So I ain't really come out to Vegas like that. But each and every time I did, Hakeem came through to see me, and he was always looking up to me, and he was always striving to be something. And I seen that in him, you know what I'm saying, early. You know what I'm saying? I heard that pain of what he been through with his moms, with his family, you know what I'm saying, being the kid, you know what I'm saying, being the older brother. I felt all that. When I was talking to Dre in the van, like I said, man, Hakeem gonna blow. I seen it in him.
That's crazy.
You feel me? Like, I was like, he gonna blow. That hip hop saved lives.
That's crazy. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Crazy. That's crazy. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Look at this guy. Yo, you know what's so crazy?
And the winner for the best afro at the Grammys.
What's so crazy? Oh, they're about to play Hillbillies. Okay, let me move back to my spot. This music is loud. What's so crazy is that I saw. Hold on. See if I can do this. Hold up. What's so crazy is that I saw. What do you call it again? You're right. What's so crazy is that I saw them say, "Oh, how it's like a full circle moment because Keem got the Grammy awarded to him by Ludacris." So crazy that he's playing Ludacris there. You know what I mean? Like that's actually wild. And it's like, yo, things are like predestined in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Like it will always line up the way it's supposed to if it's meant to be. And that's what's so crazy about it. Like seeing things like that, I think make the difference. Makes you realize like how special, you know, some people are when it comes to knowing their fate, knowing their path. You know what I'm saying? And they're about to play Hillbillies next. That's funny. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, this is so cool that he's doing these little short documentaries. And like I said in the first episode, I don't think he really is gonna drop a single. How many days? We're like 3 days away from the album dropping. If anything, like I said, I think a single drops after the album releases. You probably get a music video and then a single for one of the songs or something like that. And that might be the lead single from there. But all he has to really do is just use these documentaries to promote the album. So maybe, I don't remember when the last one dropped. Was it 3 days ago? 4 days ago? Maybe he drops the last one. I think there will be three. Maybe he drops the last one the day the album comes out, right before the album, maybe like right after. And then it leads into like a music video and all that. But they're doing like reverse rollouts at PG Lang. They don't need to really go do the typical 2 months before, drop the single, lead with that, and then drop the album. Like they're not really doing that. You know what I mean? So this is exciting. I'm very excited to see how this album sounds, and we're gonna be doing a reaction for it. Like I said, I land on the 19th, I believe. It's so confusing because of this time change, bro. I do not get it. Like it's so weird. But I land on the 19th. So that means the album drops that night then. Oh man, I'm gonna be so exhausted. But I'm sure Keem will wake me up. I'm sure this album will have me up on my toes, man. But I'm gonna react to it as soon as it drops. And from there, yeah, I'm just excited to see how this sounds. It's Baby Keem. It's been 5 years. You know, I really love the melodic blue. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, seeing how it sounds and going from there. And hopefully catching one of the shows. That's the real flex. Gotta catch one of those shows, man. Hey, starter, what's good? What's good, bro? Australia's good, man. It's warm, it's hot. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain because I know what I'm coming back to. So, you know, I'm just enjoying and soaking up the sun as much as I can. And tomorrow's the 18th, right? So I technically fly out tomorrow. So this will be like my last full day here. So I am, you know, I'm happy that I got to get out of Canada. That was good. I really needed that, especially just with the way things have been going on in life. And, you know, I really needed a couple weeks just to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you, this place is not cheap. So if you come in here, bring a lot of money. Bring lots of money. But yeah, I'm excited to come back, react to Keem, whatever else drops, because I'm sure there's going to be some other stuff dropping. And my birthday is coming up, right? End of the month. So I'm excited for that. Champagne year. We're going to be turning up. So yeah, I mean, I got a ASAP Rocky album, a J. Cole album, and Baby Keem all in my birthday month. I'm not mad. I am not mad at all because I do think those three albums are going to be heavy contenders for awards next year and will probably be discussed throughout the year. And we still have a whole bunch of other stuff dropping this year, right? I even see Mike Mill Made It is dropping a collab album. J. Cole, I think, is on it. A few other people. That's coming out in March. Like, there's a lot of it's 2016 part 2, man. It's 2016 part 2, 2026. We're getting like crazy music this year, and I'm looking so forward to it. Like, we still got Dolce coming out. That's what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? Assuming Kenny drops something else, you know, that might happen. But I don't think that happens until like the end of the year, to be honest with you. You know? But I think we're gonna get some surprises this year in terms of like music. Maybe the Clips might drop something else, you know. I know Isaiah Rashad is supposed to be dropping. Who else? What's his name? J-Rock. I suspect that J-Rock is going to be dropping this year because he did say he was working on the album from last year, but that was a while ago. So we'll see what happens with that. All these albums are going to be reacted to on the channel. So don't get it twisted. We'll be talking about them, discussing them. I'm very excited to see, like, when the year's done, like, how hip-hop does looking back at the year, you know, in conjunction. because last year was good, right? I mean, mainstream hip hop. I know people who really just want mainstream like hits and shit like that. They were crying and they were suffering. You know what I mean? But like, I got music that I liked last year, so hip hop wasn't trash to me, right? But if you only listen to like a certain type of sound or whatever, then I guess it's gonna be trash to you when it's not performing well. But I don't really care about performance because it's not paying me. I care about how the music sounds, and if it sounds good to me, I like it. Which there were some albums last year that really were good. I like Tyler's, obviously, the Clips, and Jid. DCRs from Jid's album still play that like every day. Love that song. So, and then now we got ASAP Rocky, we got the Fall Off, right? And then now we got Keem coming outside. Still waiting for Dolce's album. I'm so excited for that. So it's like, yeah, I'm not complaining. The people that I listen to and like, they're outside. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. And I'm just excited to see what other surprises are in store for the genre. All right. The year is still young. Second month is almost done. Granted, it does go by fast, but second month of the year, and we already have a Keem, J. Cole, and ASAP album already. You know what I mean? Like, that's really good. And I think ASAP, I don't know if he still is, but he was talking about doing a deluxe album. So, you still got that. Who knows? Maybe Keem might have another half of an album. Who knows? You know what I mean? Or he might drop another section. Who knows? That could happen, right? We might get a PG Lang collab album. Who knows? J. Cole saying he got another album. It's a boy, right? Like, I'm, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to Booman and or not Booman, Casino, I should say, and whatever else anyone else drops this year. Mike Will X Miley. No, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, I think it was Mike Will made it. I think so. I think it was him. I think he announced an album. She's not on it, but he announced an album and a whole bunch of features. But I don't remember who exactly. Oh, Future. Future said he got an album coming out this year. Yo, I'm telling you, if Future could drop like another Dirty Sprite or like another We Don't Trust You type album, like I like mixtape Future, but like I don't really play mixtape Future now as much, But his albums, like when he really going in his bag, if he could drop a Dirty Sprite type project, like 12, 13 songs, I don't need, because my fear is with a lot of these trap artists, they just go with like 30 damn songs on the album. Don't do that, man. Future, if you could just drop a nice like 12, 14 song album, bangers, oh, I'm eating. I'm so eating. Like that's what I need, man. So I'm hoping that's good. Because I really did like We Don't Trust You, his Future album, the title, and then what was the other one? When he dropped the double albums back to back in 2017, it was Future, and I forgot what the other. Oh, Hendrix, yeah, Future and then Hendrix. I really love those albums. Right, Dirty Sprite was hard. Monster was hard. 56 Nights. Was Purple Rain an album or a mixtape? I think that was a mixtape. All those projects, crazy. Some of his newer projects, like there's been songs that I like from them, but like album wise, I haven't really been revisiting them as much as his older catalog. So I'm hoping he can just come with like a cohesive body of work. Just, simple. We know what we want when we listen to Future, right? But we don't need an overbloated project. You know what I'm saying? I still have to listen to Don Toliver's album too, Octane. I never listened to it, but I see it's doing very well. Seeing people like it, right? Obviously. And I really liked Heaven and Hell from Don Toliver. That album's crazy. I was playing it on the flight here because I was like, oh, I forgot that I had this downloaded to my phone. It's been a while, since I listened to it. And that shit was going crazy. I was like, yo, I forgot how good this album was. So I still have to listen to Octane. I don't know. I've heard some people say it was whatever, but I see it's still doing very well and people seem to be revisiting it. He has a tour coming up. So, I'm going to check that out. And I think that was January that came out, right? So already we got some heavy hitters, right, coming out this year. And I'm trying to think of some other people. Obviously Drake is supposed to drop whenever. And then maybe Travis. Maybe Travis might drop because Utopia was what, 2023? Right? Utopia was 2023. Yeah. So maybe he might drop something this year. Another person I would like to hear a good body of work from, Travis. I really love Astroworld. Obviously, Days Before Rodeo, crazy, man. And just hearing those albums in high school, I can't even begin to describe how it felt hearing those tracks in high school, like when like high school parties were like in their prime, man. Oh my gosh, we were getting Travis, Future. It was crazy, man. Oh my gosh. Yo, like that era was so much fun. I would do anything to revisit that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the time. So maybe he might drop something this year. And I really liked Astro World, you know, like that was probably one of my favorite albums that year. And Utopia was okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never finished Utopia. I don't know. I don't know what it was about it. I just didn't really resonate with it as much as like his previous work. You know, maybe I'll go back and revisit it, but like it didn't stick as much as his other stuff to me, you know? So I'm hoping that this could be different. I heard, oh no, listen to this guy. I heard you're waiting on Iceman. I'm not waiting on Iceman. Everybody else in Toronto is waiting on Iceman. I'm good, man. I said though, if the people on the channel want me to react to it, I'll react to it. But you know, I don't listen to him like that, man. So it's like I'd be forcing myself to react to the album. Right. But if there's anything like, you know, substantial or crazy on it and people are like, oh, react, this and that, I'll check it out, man. I won't deny you guys that. But if that's probably my least anticipated album out of all of them, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's just there's nothing left for Drake to say that I need to listen to, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like when we were in high school, you know, back when we were like in high school film class, you remember those times I was listening to him, right? But like after that, man, after 2015 specifically, right? After that, I was just like, this is not me. You know what I think it is too? Like every artist, for the most part, I think with any genre, but especially in hip hop, I think they have depending on what age group they appeal to, right? I don't think that really matters because I feel like a lot of ages, no matter what, listen to hip hop now. It don't really matter, right? But there's a point in their career where I feel like a good chunk of their fan base ages out, right? And then they have to make the decision if they're going to continue to cater to the younger crowd or they're going to age up with the music. So I feel like I know a lot of people that have like said, we obviously know there's a split between Drake's old career and his post career, like now, right? The last 10 or 12 years. So I know a lot of people who feel the same around that same time, ironically. And I feel like they aged up, including myself. It's just like the music just didn't hit the way it did when I was 10 or 12 for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't think he aged up with his music, obviously, at all. Whereas other artists, I feel like, you know, they've adapted, they've experimented, they've changed their approach, you know? And then you either grow your audience or you get new respectable fans, right? So I don't think he ever grew. And like it shows in his music, but I feel like some of his fan base that really do hold his music to that high level now, they never grew themselves either, you know? Because I hear it's just, you could just tell, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't think you need to be super mature to listen to music and things like that, but you can kind of see where the immaturity stems from because they themselves kind of really haven't aged out. I know a lot of people who really rock with Drake, like put him at the high level, like he's the greatest ever all time, whatever, you know. And no disrespect to them, but some of these people I know personally that are like put him at that standard, they're still kind of in like a high school mentality, or they're still trying to be something they're not, or you know, there's all the different things. And we're none of us are perfect, but you know, it's just like I just find it's very specific when it comes to him, as opposed to other artists, right? Travis Scott, in a sense, on like his music, I think he has his sound. He's created his sound. Has he aged up with his music? I don't think so, because it served the same purpose, but his music has diluted a little bit, but I don't think it's diluted a lot. It's definitely diluted though, because earlier Travis, come on, man. I'll still play Rodeo. I'll still play Days Before Rodeo, Astro World. You know what I mean? I think that gap between Astro World and Utopia kind of maybe did something, because that was about what, a 5-year gap. We should have got something in between. And there was Jack Boys and stuff like that. Like the first Jack Boys, it was okay. I liked that first Jack Boys project. Second one, I didn't really play. You know, that just kind of seemed like a whole bunch of filler and stuff like that. I was like, I need a Travis album. I want a Travis Scott album. Again, I want all these rappers now to stop overloading their projects. 12 to 14 songs. That's it. That's all you need to do, or less. Right? Now, you don't need to do no 5-track album, but like a minimum of 10 songs and a max of 14. I think that's the perfect range right now. You know, so I hope, you know, he can come back with something crazy like that, because I really do like Travis Scott, man. You know, he really was making the sound a lot for us in high school at those times, you know. And I know Keem and Travis have a track, but I'd love to hear them. I think it was Do Rag Activity. Yeah, Do Rag Activity. Was it Do Rag Activity? Yeah, it was Do Rag Activity. Yeah. I'd love to hear them do another track. There's a lot of people I want to see Keem work with. I want to hear Keem and Don Toliver, Keem and Future, Keem and Travis. You know, like there's a lot of people he can work with, and I hope he goes on a little feature run too with this album. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that means. I'm a little slow. I just woke up. Thoughts on LA Russell and his comments on Wayne. Thoughts on LA Russell and his comments on Wayne. Yo, honestly, you know, Lil Wayne himself has said he doesn't have substance. You know, I won't say that there isn't substance there, but do we regard Wayne as a substance rapper? I don't think so. I think we regard him more as a punchline rapper, right? And like, I could quote punchlines: "Life is a bitch and death is a sister. Sleep is the cousin with the family picture. You know, Father Time, and you know, Honey Nature." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could quote those bars. You know what I mean? I'm on the edge. I'm dangling on my feet. I tried to pay attention, but attention paid me. Haters can't see me. Nosebleed seats. And today I went shopping and talking still cheap. Like, we could quote that, right? Because he has like punchlines. He has, you know, some bars. But I never put Wayne in like a super lyrical, you know, substance rapper category, and that's fine. I think what this conversation does is it opens up a dialogue about kind of how we perceive certain rappers. And I think, you know, there's a lot of people who put Wayne like on a high lyrical level. I never put him there. But I think Wayne was one of the best at what he does, which is punchlines, right? Making cool, I don't know what the word would be, but like bringing it around in a nice way. You know what I mean? But then he's also had some like crazy bars too, where you're just like, you know what I mean? And then the Carter 6 is just like, you know, so I think Wayne kind of suffers from the same thing that like the entire Young Money trio suffer from. They've been coddled. I could have put Wayne and Nicki Minaj on that cover that I did for the video the other day with J. Cole and Drake too, right? But they've been coddled too. This is why when Wayne doesn't get his way, he acts out the way he does. And I don't like that, because I'm like, yo, Lil Wayne, it's like these guys, Drake, Nicki, and Weezy, you could see the insecurity in them, because they themselves don't realize you guys are great already. Like, you guys have already cemented yourselves. Now you're dismantling your legacy. Why do you guys feel this way? You know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, the stats, the success, the streaming records, all this shit doesn't matter, because they themselves aren't satisfied, right? But the fans are out here saying, oh, he's the great. But I'm like, Drake is not satisfied with all these accolades that he has. He's still clearly, right, empty with in life. You know what I mean? There's still things that he wants to fill that void that's in him. You know what I'm saying? And I think we've coddled these rappers so much that like they just kind of have expectations that are kind of unrealistic. You know? Like Wayne performing at the Super Bowl. Maybe 10, 12 years ago, you could have done that, right? Not right now. You know what I'm saying? And then kind of just acting out about not winning any Grammys. The album wasn't good. It's okay to say that. You dropped fire albums before, fire mixtapes, right? Carter 2, 3, even the Carter 4 I like. I know people hate Carter 4. I like Carter 4. I'm a little younger though, so maybe that's why, right? Because Carter 4, I was in middle school, right? And then Carter 3 and 2, I was in like elementary school, but I was still listening to it. Don't tell my parents, right? So it's like, I like Carter 4, you know what I mean? But like Carter 5, and Carter 5 wasn't even bad. I like Carter 5. Carter 5 wasn't bad. I don't revisit it as much as I did when it came out around that time, but you know, I like Carter 5. Carter 6 was not good. It wasn't worth the Grammy. But you've been coddled so much that like no one's gonna tell you that in your circle, just like a Drake, just like a Nicki Minaj. You know, so I don't know. I think Lil Wayne, well, he's definitely a legend. He's definitely gonna be regarded as one of the greats, right? But I think we in hip hop have created so many multitudes of genres and like subgenres within hip hop that like people are going to be regarded the greatest for what they do in different sounding ways, if that makes sense. Like Future will probably go down as one of the greatest. He makes some of the best, if not the best, melodic hip hop, melodic trap. That's its own subsection, right? We're not gonna hold Future to a standard where he's like he's not lyrical, or my bad, that he's the most lyrical, you know. But he will go down being one of the greatest at what he does, just like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne already off rip, even if he's putting out bad music over the last 5 or 6 years, he's still going down as one of the greatest because he's inspired 90% of these rappers, right? Even Kendrick Lamar, right? Kendrick Lamar has early influence from Lil Wayne, right? Kendrick has said that many times himself. He even had album covers that look like Lil Wayne to mimic him. Playboy Cardi, that's another one. All the little rappers, where do you think they get it from? Is him. So his legacy is there. That's what I don't understand. How do you feel the way you feel, right, when you are so great, right? Of course, I want Lil Wayne to still put up good bodies of music, but he doesn't really have anything else to prove. Just like I feel with Drake, you don't really have much else to prove, man. Your 2008 to 2015 run, in my opinion, is already goated. It's already there. Everything after that, I hate. I do not like. He's had songs that I've liked over the span of that time, but album-wise, no, nowhere near. But why are you acting out like you didn't do that whole 2008 to 2015 run and cement yourself already? That's what I'm confused at. Same thing with Nicki Minaj, right? Her earlier projects, Pink Friday, or it was a Pink Print. Was Roman Revenge album? I don't remember. Nicki Minaj already goated too, but she dismantled her legacy at a whole nother level, to the point where it's like, I don't really care to give you your flowers now. Look what you're doing. Look what you're standing with. No one wants to see that, right? Same thing with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to actively do things to like tarnish their legacy, and then they expect people to still rock with them the same or hold them to the same standard. That's because they've been coddled, So it's just like, yeah, what are we doing? What are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? We can compare lots who've evolved and faster than the next moves in hip hop. I think you meant faster or yeah, faster, right? Yeah, like a lot of people, a lot of artists, especially now, I feel like people aged up much slower back then in terms of like what they wanted to listen to, right? Not every person is going to want to listen to the same music or same type of music they listened to when they were 14, right? Or when they were 16, right? And that process was a little slower, I would say, back in the day, 20 so years ago, 15 years ago. Now it's much faster, right? Kids want to be more mature faster. You know what I'm saying? And they are more mature faster. They're going through things at a faster rate than we ever did, right? The little kids getting tablets and they're exposed to the world. You know what I'm saying? So they're aging up faster mentally than we ever did. So now it's like these artists got to really gauge the consumer, because now it's like, damn, you might have 12-year-olds, and you do, that are like, I don't want to listen to this shit. I want to listen to something better. You know what I mean? And then you have sometimes, a lot of times, people who are still stuck in that, oh, I want to listen to music I was listening to at 12 years old, 14 years old. Right? And part of it may be nostalgia too. Music is special. It brings you back to a certain moment in time. People want to hold on to that sometimes. So I get it. It's just it's a tougher position now because the consumer is in a different place. Honestly, I'll try to listen to Keem. Yeah, man, check him out. It may not be your cup of tea, but Keem, like the melodic blue is special. That was special. I didn't expect that, from Keem at all. Not to deny his talent, but like at that time, I didn't really know much. I had listened to the previous project, right? But that was like our mostly everyone's introduction to Keem in the mainstream, I should say. Right? I didn't expect that. I'm like, oh, this guy's Kenny's cousin, right? They did, a 1-2, and that's a video I'm probably gonna do. Family Ties, N95, and what was the other one? Family Ties, N95, and Jump. I think that's the Jump song, Melodic Blue. Those were all the same song at one point, back in like 2019, 2020. And I'm gonna probably do a video on how they like created 3 songs from that one session. Because if you remember hearing the leaks, they were building that song. You heard Family Ties early, you heard Jump, you heard N95, and he was mixing it all together, right? And then for whatever reason, they separated it. But you could see that when it came to the process of working on, I think it was my bad, Mr. Morale and the Melodic Blue. Seems like they were crafting these projects at the same time, right? And that's why the Melodic Blue sounds the way it does. Because hey, you got Kenny there. He was working on one of his magnum opuses. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I had wished we probably had got another Keem project in between Melodic Blue and this, but I'm not mad because we're finally here. 5 years did go by quick though. I'm not gonna lie because I still remember that like the other day. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. I was debating if I should probably touch up on the Lil Wayne stuff in a video real quick, but I know it's like 8 o'clock over there for you guys, right? If you're on the East Coast, so I probably have to do this real quick. You know? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We got Keem coming out, and I don't know, maybe Drake might drop the same day. That's kind of my theory. I kind of expect it. And if Drake does drop the same day, I'm listening to Baby Keem. You heard it here first. I'm not listening to that unless, like I said, y'all really want me to come on there and react to that up. You see the Vlad comments about Jay-Z. Yeah, I did see that, man. Hold on, what's going on? The thing is with that is like, it's not that none of that is hard to believe. It's just like you kind of outed yourself because you were playing along. You know what I mean? If this is true, and if this is true, right? We need the evidence because everything seems so coordinated right now. You know? You know what I mean? Like it's just a little weird because like I feel like right now the Tory situation is just messed up. Point blank. I'm disappointed in him for putting himself in that situation to begin with. Because it's like, yo, if everything they're saying is true about you, being involved in all this stuff, why? And it already optics wise doesn't look good because of the type of person you are. Granted, Tory Lanez music wise made some bangers, lots of bangers, and he went to our high school, right? So you know what I mean? He went to our high school, but it's like, bro, what are you doing, man? You throw that all away, and you get yourself entangled in this. The thing is with Tory, I've heard people say, "Oh, it's because he didn't want to sign with Rock Nation." But my opinion is that why would Rock Nation, right, come for Tory just because he didn't want to sign with them? Like, and this is Tory Lanez at that point in time when was it 2020, 2019, I think. He was very big, obviously, but it's not like he was getting a Kenny or a J. Cole or something, you know what I mean, or a Drake like that. That I would understand. And it's no disrespect to his career, but it's like you weren't on a insane level for me to believe that they would do all of this to put you away, as if you were some type of threat or you were privy to some information. The only thing I could say why, not necessarily Jay-Z, but maybe the industry, and it's not about the whole incident, but maybe the industry itself may want to make you a target, is because he got his masters. That is the only thing, because I know when a black man has his masters, you're an enemy to the industry. They do not like that, right? When it comes to the whole, shooting and all that stuff, that's on him and how all that stuff went down. Because I don't know how you orchestrate that, right? It's very crazy. But in terms of people in the industry, like executives probably wanting you out the picture, that's not hard to believe because we've seen it before. They do not like black people or period getting their masters, right? So I don't know. And again, this conversation is not nuanced. This conversation is interesting. I think that's what he said here. He was trolling. Oh, he was trolling. There you go, bro. Right? Like, why? DJ Vlad, these guys are playing dangerous games. It's like they're trying to test these people to do something so they can say, oh, look, they're bad. But it's like, why put your life and your career at risk? I'm not trolling Rock Nation, man. They're going to send the black fans. Like, no, man. You know what I'm saying? My thing is that it's just like, yo, I just don't understand. The whole optics behind it. Like, why would you say you're sorry on the phone call to, I think it was Megan or the friend, if you didn't do it? All these conspiracy theories that people have, you could possibly entertain if you didn't do that. Why apologize? Because that makes you look bad. You yourself apologized. You know what I'm saying? And I was never involved in like or at least to not an extent. I've seen people talk about it online. Obviously, people in Toronto, right? That's where we're from. So people are going to be super into that. But like I was never really entertaining that whole discourse of, oh, did he do it? Did he not? Like, because like regardless, bro, you put yourself in that situation, man. Right? I don't think Rock Nation is going to force a relationship between you and Megan, right? And then have you force you somehow to get drunk, right? Force you to bring a gun into the vehicle, right? Because it's your weapon. And then somehow it goes off, right? And then from there, they're gonna say, and then you gonna apologize for it happening, right? And then from there, you're gonna say, oh, it wasn't me, right? But I could have like pleaded the fifth or whatever during the trial and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too many variables for it to be like they did this. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, man. I heard he apologized for dealing with both of them. Was that what the apology was for? Because I remember him saying something about, oh, I'm sorry for this happening and this and that and what I did or something like that. I don't remember verbatim what he said on the call. But it's just like, and again, you were dealing with both of them. You were drunk. You had your weapon, right? And I don't know if he had, because he's deported, right? I don't know if he had like the conceal and carry for California. There's too many variables for me to just say they fully orchestrated this themselves. Maybe there is some behind the scenes shenanigans going on because I can't say verbatim, right? You had your masters, but at the same time, I think you kind of just did what they wanted you to do, self-destruction. They will help you get to that point. They're not going to stop you, right? But all the better that you're in prison and you can't profit for the next 10 years directly off your masters that you own, right? So they're not gonna stop you from going down that path, you know? It's a very crazy conversation. Again, I'm just disappointed in him because how do you get in this situation in the first place? Right? Like, that's what's so strange. It's interesting too that his DNA wasn't on the gun. Lots of weird stuff around that case for real. But that's the thing. Is that confirmed? Because I'm seeing Toronto pages and all these things say that. You know, I don't rock with these Toronto pages. They're biased, bro. If this is confirmed, wouldn't this be bigger news? You know what I mean? I'm hearing his people say that because that's what they're gonna say. Yeah, right? But I'm like, is that like dead ass what it is? Because if it was that, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about, oh, if he did it or not. This would be a thing. His lawyers would press charges or try for an appeal or something like that, right? I don't know how the full law thing goes, right? But I've heard all these claims and things, but they come from that side, right? His side. So it's not like we're completely writing it out, you know, the question. But at the same time, it's like, this is what you're supposed to say. How do I know that it's true? Because I feel like if that was true, this would be way more bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? Because it's like I hear people say there's DNA in the gun, and I hear people say there isn't DNA on the gun. So I don't know, man. This whole situation is so irritating because I'm like, bro. Now people are saying the girl shot Megan or whatever. You know, in my opinion, I always thought that like the way they described it with him saying, oh, he got out and told her to dance or whatever and shoot the gun. I didn't really believe that. Right. But I do think that gun went off and that there was a scuffle and that Megan got shrapnel or whatever the hell you want to call it. Right. And she got hit in the process or injured in the process. And regardless, right, if someone else caused the gun to go off, it's unfortunately still his gun. He was still dealing with both of them. Right. They were all drunk and he was trying to deal with Kylie. This guy was a gallus. He didn't care. I'll give Tory that. He didn't give a fuck. But that's what led to that situation happening in the first place, right? So it's like, nah, there could be some shenanigans going on with how things were handled after, but what led to us getting there? There has to be accountability at some point. Rock Nation didn't put the gun in his hand. They didn't make him get drunk. They didn't tell him to go deal with these girls so they could fight, right? And he could be completely innocent, but unfortunately the optics, because you've been known as a hothead and someone that likes to fight up until then especially, it doesn't look good. You're not making it yourself. You're not making it easier for yourself. And that's the problem that I have. It's like this could be solved if people were being accountable, and no one was being accountable in the situation. Let's be honest, no one was, right? But that doesn't help him. You know what I'm saying? He did not make it easier for himself at all, given what happened. And it's disappointing because I'm like, damn, I really like your music, bro. Tory, in my opinion, I think right before all that was happening, I think Tory was putting out better music than Drake. Like quality wise, yes, I was playing more Tory Lanez like 2018, 19 than Drake because he was putting out some bangers. I ain't been broke in a minute. Like he was putting out some bangers. And the thing is with Tory, he can rap and he can sing. Like it was good. But then all that he threw that all away. That's what vexes me about the whole situation. I'm like, bro, man, you're from my high school, man. You're supposed to put on for the B-mans, man. Like, what's going on, bro? Right? What led to it was ass and greed. Tried to do too much. You see what I mean? That's really what it is, bro. And he's a hothead already, so it's not a good combination. It will never look good, unfortunately. You know, I want to believe that all this could be crazy and, you know, blown out of proportion, but it's like there's accountability to be had there. If you had no weapon, right? And it's not even like you were licensed to carry, right? So that's why your ass is getting deported. You might not be able to come to the States after you're free, right? You have to stay in Canada or elsewhere, right? But no one told you to bring a weapon. If you had not brought that weapon, that would have just been a fight. Maybe someone would have got kicked out the car. TMZ maybe would have picked it up. It would have been a fight or whatever. We find out that he was dealing with both of them. We move on. Everybody's career is still somewhat intact. But you brought the gun. You dealt with the girls, right? And you guys were all drunk. And you were trying to deal with a next girl while you were at that place too, with those two girls. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't make it easier for himself. And as a black man with your masters, you need to move super elite. Let this be a lesson for any aspiring black artists, right? If you succeed in your career and you somehow eventually get your master's back, you cannot be acting a fool. They're going to look for any reason to villainize and demonize you. And if you're already a hothead or a person that's greedy or all these things under the sun, you are just doing exactly what they want you to do. I think J. Cole has his master's back. Despite how much I may clown him for what he did and this and that, I did like his album. He moves a lot smarter than that. Look at J. Cole and look at Tory Lanez. Look how both of them move. One has his master, or both have their masters. Complete difference. Cole's quiet. He has his family. He's humble, or at least to an extent, I believe. I still think J. Cole is like old J. Cole. Like, you know, he still has that ignorant side of him too, but he keeps himself, right? Stays out of the way for the most part. Raising a black family, right? At least that we know of, because we don't really see his children, which I also respect. You don't know about his life. The only time you see him is when he's promoting music, dropping music, right? I think Kendrick has his masters. I don't quote me on that, but I believe he still has distribution through UMG. Same situation. These guys move at an elite level, right? Where they're not in the mix and they're not doing foolishness and all this and that. And if there is foolishness that was done, we don't know about it, right? Whereas Tory Lanez, it was always antics. Granted, that's what kind of made him entertaining, the quarantine radio and stuff like that. But again, look how they move and look how he was moving. So he just made it extremely easy for them to target him if they did. And here we are, you know? It's a tough situation, man. But it's a lesson. It's a lesson for us to move smarter, man, right? Urges and impulses and lust. That's things that a lot of men that have to deal with. It's hard, man, right? It's hard. But at the same time, it's not impossible. And we all go through it. We're not perfect, but we got to learn. Especially when you have your career and your livelihood on the line, you got to act smart. You got to do better. I'm not risking my career, you know, for some ass. Like, I'm not, man. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. You've worked so hard for what you want, and then you're going to throw it all away for this. Don't do that. Don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough situation all around. But, yeah, I think I am going to sign off for now because we already reacted to Booman. Stop sharing that now. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think about Booman episode 2, what your thoughts are on Keem's next project. I'm excited. I'm amped. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Hit the bell for notifications. I'm going to try and maybe drop another video before I get out of here. And stay tuned because we will be reacting to Booman episode, or not Booman, the Casino album when it drops, and anything else that drops over the next little while will be there. So stay tuned. Stay blessed. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope you guys have a good one. Stay warm over there if you're in the cold.